Hey guys, we're back, and timing worked out well for us. We are in the lobby for Ryung versus herO, so there's not going to be a lot of downtime like there was before. And I'm sorry, I know there's a couple of people in chat who were annoyed, but it happens. Sometimes it just happens in tournament brackets. There's nothing you can do about it. But lucky for us, we're hopping right into the next game. So with this full-ass lobby, it should pretty much be this into the semifinal 1, into semifinal 2, into grand final. So 3 best of 3s. In 1 best of 5 still to go for today.
Did this change anything?
Excuse me?
I changed my mic. Did it change anything? My mic
no.
Position. Okay, cool.
Not yet. I guess I'll notice as we talk more.
Okay. Well, it's still facing the same direction. I just changed its angle. Okay. Anywho.
So while we wait for this game to get started, it's on Eastwatch. Big thank you to Sean DeWolf 11, 7 times saving esports, 7 months in a row. Nice. But really, I sub for the cats. I miss my cat. Why you gotta do that to me right now? Alright guys, we'll see you on Eastwatch. I realize as we go into the game here, anyone just tuning in and isn't aware of my situation might think my cat is dead. Based on what I said, she is very much alive, and I love her dearly, but she's with my parents, so I don't get to see her like hardly ever.
Yeah, that's sad.
I have to live vicariously through Zombie Grub's 5 cats.
4.
Or 4, excuse me. Only 2 of which they'll pop up on stream at really any given time as Blazer and Apollo.
Yeah, Nugget doesn't come into my room like at all anymore, but she's so cute with my mom. Oh my god, she, like my mom will be like knitting, and she has like it's like a circle that you put on your quilt. Well, she's quilting, I guess, on your quilt, so that it's easier to like focus on an area, and like it keeps it kind of like propped up. So it's a little like wooden circle on her lap, and Nugget will just be like, "Time for my pets," and like sit in the middle of the circle, right where my mom's working, and my mom will just like give up and let her sit there.
That's super adorable. Well, folks, we're in the round of 8 still. Spawning here on the top right side of the map, it is the blue Terran, Ryung.
In the bottom left, there's the red Protoss. It's herO.
I wish I could remember who, because I was going to bring this up, but we had remarked that Impact is on Team Ryung right now, for whatever reason, on the BattleNet. And I saw someone else on the channel on that team, too. I didn't realize it was more than just, like, Impact memeing.
I've got to figure that it's a bit of a meme amongst a friend group, right? Like, friends.
I would love if it was the
clan.
next Dopin.
Yeah, it probably is. I haven't checked a Live's clan lately, so maybe.
Well, Live recently joined that new team, Titan EX1, so I think I actually saw him sporting the tag in the chat earlier.
Oh, that's shocking considering that he never showed the My Insanity tag.
Yeah,
really
I might have some stories coming out in the near future about Titan EX1, guys. So, can keep my mouth shut for now, though.
Yeah, good gig. Ooh, Eastwatch does not like me very much. Hopefully this sticks.
So, by the way, herO being herO, putting a proxy down. I like this. herO's done a lot of great things, of course. If you guys tuned into the BTSL yesterday, you saw him go through to the finals. He's an absolutely fantastic player, but I love him best when he's cheesing, especially against Terran. Don't get me wrong, I love Terran, and I'm rooting for Ryung, but this is the exception where I cheer for the Protoss, because it's herO.
Well, you know how we're saying Innovation has struggles against Protoss, but occasionally he'll just make him look like, you know, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, exactly what he just did versus stats. I feel like Ryung has always had problems versus Protoss, and I've never seen him win a game where I was like, oh, that's shockingly easy. If he does win games against Protoss, it's through, like, grit. Like, a very tough time, barely survives, barely does a good, like, it just is very difficult for this guy. So I'm quite worried for him against herO, because herO is all about that cheese, all about that abusiveness of Protoss. And while Stargate's probably like the least scary thing a Protoss can do nowadays, it is still, you know, it's
There we go. I was waiting on it. I was like trying so hard not to interrupt, but it kept spiking and finally kicked through. A bit of freezing game, but I'm sure she'll probably snap back in a second.
I'm already back.
Oh, hey, welcome back. Cool. Well, you didn't DC from the game, which is a good thing. But yeah, as your sentences were growing longer and longer, the spikes were coming more and more frequently.
God.
Trying to be polite, just not saying anything, hope it'll go away. Hiding from the storm. There's enough Marines here to deal with the Oracle. This might pick up a couple more SCV kills on the way out, but that changed a while back. The 2 shots to 3 shots really added a lot of survivability to Terran, and this, for herO, is gonna dodge the Widowmine. Ooh, so good.
Wowzers.
You could even say way so good.
You could, but you wouldn't.
Well, I would.
Yeah. 2 Oracles makes it a lot more dangerous, but the Widowmine could very easily make that one again.
He knows it's there too. Like, that's the best part about this. Like, he's actually playing around it and almost made a mistake. But the Raven comes out too, which is cool to see. Couple auto turrets maybe, or just the anti-armor missile for a push. This is something that we've actually been seeing more popularized by players like you, Thermal, funny enough, I'd say over most Koreans. But I really like the anti-armor combination with Marines and Marauders early on. It had so much against Protoss.
Yeah. Very obnoxious thing to control. Takes priority over anything else. But if you can control it, it is very, very useful. And even can be like a little bit of harassment, but not with the Phoenix out in the way. And herO's even getting a third one. So, yeah, not like really investing into him, but enough to scare Medivacs. Enough to certainly... Yeah, he's going to try and bait out the Widowmine. Ooh, that could have been lifted. Very dangerous.
Okay, well, it doesn't get to pull it off. Cast Revelation, so now he's got eyeballs on the army. I mean, for herO, this is not the type of proxy that had to do damage to win the game. In fact, I really like the Phoenix follow-up to this quite a bit. And he's still advancing on his tech. We got armor on the way as the priority. We got charge lots coming out too, eventually.
Yeah.
herO's got a really nice follow-up to this, and he's up a lot of workers.
So Phoenix charge, I mean, this is going to be quite brutal for Ryung to play against, because there's not really I feel there's not really an easy solution. And if they go Blink Stalkers, obviously drops are hard to pull off, but they are very possible. They're not supposed to be in the middle of the map finding you. But you do against drops against the Phoenix, they could see them as soon as you pick them up with Revelation, right? Even if there's not Revelation, they could be patrolling the main base. And then when you drop, you're up against charge lots, which, you got to micro against, and be very difficult, especially if the Widowmines kill you, Terran player.
This isn't a balance statement, but this is just like the control of the unit statement. I do like, as much as I want to complain about Protoss for everything, it is kind of interesting the Zealots are really the most A-move units you could probably think of, right? Like, just unleash the Hounds of War with charge and micro everything else around them. And I think that's where you see really good Protoss players actually micro Zealots, which sounds weird to say because you're not target firing with them, but it's more like just splits and coming from different angles. And that's something that I've noticed herO doing a lot more recently. I mean, we like to really gush about his Warp Prism micro and all these other things, but it's just worth noting, especially against a player going Widow Mines, how important using Zealots and controlling them well will be. Ooh, gets the Oracle, nice, and that was the big juicy Oracle too.
Well, at this point, keeping one alive for Revelation is what's most important. It was unlikely that even 2 Oracles are going to do any more damage. But Ryung has truly been kept in his base. Like, it maybe be okay with that. It's only been his plan anyways, was to go for 5 racks, but... Or he's actually on 4 racks. That's weird, but okay. Regardless. He is going for 2 base dedicated attack, shall we say. There might be a 3rd, but it'd obviously be much, much later than herO's.
But that's the beauty, right? Not having a 3rd base, focusing on production, it gets you that army number. But the +1 weapons being negated by the armor upgrade out of herO, this isn't so crazy, but it's that anti-armor that really changes shit up. So many Marines. Like, you basically get a temporary +3 weapon upgrade.
Oh, ooh, almost lost Eye Templar.
Oh, he's got the Widowmine's nice pickups out of herO. One of them does still burrow.
Oh.
Bit of a dick move. Storms on top of this dude, goes for anti-armor, but does get feedback, so loses the Raven.
Yeah, probably should have just spammed it.
Yeah, been out of energy, then would have died. That would have been nice. Still though, pushing in with the Marines, the Storms are so dangerous. He's got to be careful. Really wants to just push in there on the units, but now showing them into Archons.
I thought he had another Storm left. All right, well, picking up the Widowmines once again. Charge lots still very effective. Widowmines even getting the Phoenixes, but that was kind of herO's idea, was to splash the Marines and Medivacs as well.
Really, this is almost game for poor Ryung, because I mean, down to base the way he is in the worker count. I mean, Widowmice might get amazing hits on this, but look at those splits. Like I said, hero's so good with his control. Oh, you can't help but nerd out about it.
This is unfortunately a game for Ryung. And it seems, I really think that Ryung's a very, like, you know, he's a cool guy, everyone loves him, but his TvP always seems to be where he falls short. I just always expect him to just not do well against Protoss specifically. If he could have a whole line of TvT and TvZ against even the likes of Innovation, I'd be like, okay, Ryung, you got a chance to go to the finals this time. But anytime he meets a Protoss, and I'm like, I don't know. But he's not done yet. He is just going to try and continue forward here, getting a 3rd CC.
Well, I think knowing the composition that's at hand, as long as you've got a couple Widowmines, you really are at a chance to win. Like, there is a chance herO charges all his Zealots into the Widowmines and suddenly he's down 30 army supply, right? Like, it's not likely to happen, but it is an opportunity presented with splash damage. Same to be said about Storm, right? If you move Marines into Storms, it doesn't matter how much supply you're ahead, you lose them all. So, I can understand why Ryung's still fighting it out. He's actually got the 3rd heading over to the gold, but I think that this is still very much, with tech especially in consideration, looking better for herO. Because once 2-2's done, that'll almost like seal the deal. But yeah. Gonna go for that push. Might be the last one. Big thank you to Cyanic BG for that Prime sub, and Archon in the SCV says too soon, Executus, too soon for the 14-month resub. Sounds like something out of Rainer Party. Typing challenge.
Yeah, you know, there's no you know, grammar in it though, so.
I know not typing the apostrophes tilts me so hard.
So this is something that's kind of like cool. Yeah, I don't know how it survived this long to get a couple warpings, but herO's been placing down a bunch of pylons everywhere. He has some pretty sick map vision.
What am I actually burrow, but that's going to be a lot of storms. But ooh, they get some of those hits. Unfortunately, though, while the Zealots melt away, the Archons are still a big problem, and there's the tap out. GG. herO takes game number 1. Also, got to replay this real quick because got some dank sounding memes. Here we go. $13.37. Leet donation coming from Supply Depots United. SDU. Pizza is good, but watching Athomed ad gamer is better. I'm not gonna live this one. What you guys don't understand is, like, you know, we go to commercial breaks during the intros, we're muted briefly. Zombie will just start randomly giggling, and like, it's because she watches that clip, and she just said, like, she is just straight up said, like, it gets me every time. Like, fuck you.
It does. Well, it's put in chat so often.
Because everyone likes to celebrate how dumb I am. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I mean, it was a pretty funny moment.
You guys are lucky I got thick skin. You know, my feelings might be hurt otherwise.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just, the thumb, actually, to be honest though, I actually cracked myself up over the Thumb of the Owl one. Not because of, like, it's objectively as funny, but I'm like, I was so on guard to not mess up again after that gamer, and I let it slip through so quickly. That was like barely a week later. All right, Blackpink for game 2. Settle things here. Like I said, this is the round of 8 match, so the winner goes on to fight against Innovation on this top side of the bracket. We don't have anyone determined on the bottom side, but Impact is facing off against Zest, and Bunny is facing off against Gumiho. Actually, this is going to be a pretty sick bracket. If this ends up being like PVT, and the bottom side ends up being, well, it's going to be either ZVT or PVT.
Right.
All right, guys, we're hopping to Blackpink. Make sure to check out the brackets yourselves, though. Exclamation mark brackets in chat. See you in game. Welcome back, folks. We're getting into game number 2. Spawning here in the bottom left, he's up 1 game, and in about a month from now, you should be able to see him in Canada. It's the Red Protoss herO.
Hey. In the top right, as the blue Terran, he is Ryung.
Yeah, if you guys missed it, herO did win the qualifying match. So I've been speaking with Root. And big shout out, by the way, one of the easiest teams to work with when it comes to accommodating players and sorting things like this. So things are already pretty much taken care of from what I understand. And it should be smooth sailing. So if you are anywhere near Vancouver, BC, the BTSL finals will be happening on May 18th, May 19th. And you'll see herO as one of the Koreans for flying in.
Yeah, very excited about that. Very, very excited. So, Ryung, a little bit. I mean, it feels desperate, but I don't want to actually label it as desperate because it's just something that does happen in TvP, regardless of your specific stance on it or your win record on it. Like, you're gonna try and throw this out in a best of 3.
I kind of this is the Cyclones, right? Like, those work really well in these earlier all-in situations. Although, it really does seem to be a preference of like how you want to do your proxies. It's not like Cyclones are the standard. Regardless, he's gonna get in here and realize, okay, yeah, herO's probe knew what was up, so he's not taking a Nexus. The bunker is actually a cute move, not for the bunker, but for the fact that this will keep the building, the hole in the wall open. herO won't be able to close this off so easily.
Which, it is kind of cool, the idea, but it's not gonna last long enough to come to fruition. Like, the Reaper doesn't care if it has a hole there.
This Zell can't actually deal with it though. I kind of was hoping he'd keep it a bit longer just because it's high ground vision. The Reaper could actually shoot from below if he needed, or the Cyclones later once they follow up. Regardless, this guy hops up to the main. He sees that is a Stargate for the defense, and of course the Zealot here can't catch this, so this will be really annoying. He sprays. Why? Why
He danced his probe and then he sprayed.
Yeah.
Ooh, herO being cheeky.
Some
so the Zealot,
spicy
you know,
memes.
it can't kill the Reaper, but it is supposed to stop you from getting like that 3rd kill.
Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. Good for Ryung, of course, but that factory didn't come down in proxy. Everything else is being built back at home. I guess the element of surprise being gone is going to strip this away from Ryung in terms of what he wanted to do.
I don't know about just the Reaper. I mean, it's going to be a risk no matter what you do. If you only go for the Reaper and only get 3 probes, is it really worth proxying? Because you also put your commands are on the high ground, it's later, or, you know, whatever. If you go for the super all, then you go for the 1-1-1, the proxy factory as well. Is that worth it when they are very, like, you know, they're being hyper vigilant? Wow. I was like, I know this word. Hyper vigilant. Wow.
They're hyper villagers, dude.
They're hyper villagers.
They're people of the town and they've got a lot of energy.
Hyper vigilant. Jesus. About you doing it all in, but I feel like I would have preferred the proxy something else, whether it was the factory or the starport.
I think actually if you did the factory at home to be safe and still did the starport for like a Liberator would be a really nice move, but with Protoss having gone to Stargate the way he wanted to, I mean, the Reaper saw that, there wasn't really a lot of options. Even if the Liberator did come in, yeah, it would probably kill 3 or 4 probes, but the Phoenix would clean it up, and this would be so limited in terms of what he could do.
Yeah.
But I agree, I really wish this would have been a little more dedicated. I would have loved to see what he could have done. But back at home, second barracks, not going to be mech, just kind of mech units for the opening. Okay. This is still risky to do. Like, Banshee or Raven, they're all light units. You're gonna die to Phoenix.
I was gonna say, is he actually gonna go for Banshees as well as the Raven here?
I think it's a fake out in case something scouts. I really don't think he'd go for Banshees. That'd be so weird.
I agree, but I also don't really feel like faking out Cloak for this long could have been an extra barracks already.
I agree.
Sooner than the one we just saw.
Well, I just think it's so weird because, okay, you see the Stargate, so you know it's going to be an Oracle at least, and usually Phoenix. In fact, last game displayed just how good the Phoenix pickup micro is. herO will very likely have that again. So to go for a Banshee, even if it does have Cloak, you're kind of saying, like, look, I know you've got units to counter this. You've got units to hard counter this. But he's actually letting it complete? Okay, thank God.
Okay. All right, then.
That was really bugging me, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if I really like that, but oh well. The game continues on. Now he has a Raven, and now it's into the bio, but his natural was almost as delayed as herO's was. I mean, herO delayed it because he saw it was a 1-Rax proxy, and then he also delayed it further to go for not just the Stargate, but also the Robo, I believe, for the Nexus. So his was delayed, but Ryung's was too. Had to wait for an orbital, then had to go ahead and drop. Ryung still comes out ahead, I guess, economy-wise, as he has mules, along with higher worker count, but he certainly doesn't have map control for quite some time, as he needs to wait for medevacs, even though his sim is close to finishing. And herO could maybe get away with the 3rd base, but he's actually going to go for a robotics bay and play into maybe stronger 2-base Colossus.
So by the way, 2 cool things to note, other than the Phoenix Bamboozle, which frankly is happening right now. Pick up a couple of SCVs, getting some kills. Back on the other side of the field, the Observer was set up in observation mode over the Nexus. He did think this was going to be Cloak Banshees, which supports why you go this heavy on the Phoenix as well. It's gonna be a worthwhile investment. Like this, killing like 10+ workers, not too bad. But the Reaper died seeing the Robo Bay. That was a big scout for Ryung.
Well, it's nice to know what you're up against. Losing 12 SCVs to Phoenix that you don't even kill, like I don't know how that one Phoenix survived, is really quite terrible. I mean, I want to give more credit to Ryung because he was in a good position, but he has found himself in a very bad position now. Even losing part of his like army, whenever his Widow Mines get picked off, is a big deal. And I think, like, if anything, scouting that it's Colossus just instills more fear into Ryung. Because if it's a third base, maybe he sees something out. Maybe the push just does enough damage. But if it's two base,
oh, dick move.
Yeah, if it's two base, they have the ramp on their side. They're very cautious before they put. Like, I don't think Ryung breaks this.
No, I don't think he does either. Let's not forget the Phoenix may have used. The Phoenix should just use a lot of energy though.
That's a decent point.
I mean, they'll be able to auto attack down the medevac and remove those, I suppose. Maybe lift up one or two of the Cyclones. I still think though, even if the Phoenix were completely removed from the game, not even here, I still don't think this is enough power.
It would be maybe a little bit more questionable, but right, he has to go up a ramp against the Colossus and force fields, and a little bit of like the Sim City just with the buildings. So, okay, delayed the third just a little bit while longer, but herO wasn't. I mean, herO was aware that would have to be delayed, so he's not really minding it, I don't think. He should know how good of a position you. Oh, he even finds the Raven.
So that's what I was talking about. It's a light unit. Phoenix do bonus damage to light. The Raven just falls apart. Oh my god! Not even an auto turn. Not even like he could have interference matrix the Colossus. This would be such a okay push then. As he starts breaking through now, there's still Phoenix that can pick these units up. And it's actually there's not a lot that shoots up here. I mean, the Marines should ideally melt, but oh, the Colossus jumped on a Ryung. Oh my god, he's gonna make this work. Oh my god, he kills the second Colossus.
God. He's gonna make this work.
No way.
He actually,
no way.
What? herO pushed out and let his Colossus be tagged.
Yeah, he got stuck in his own choke. He should have been killing the Marines funneling in through that choke. Greed, a mistake, whatever, it cost him the game.
Overconfidence, I guess. It was like an anti-timing. Did he have those upgrades even?
I don't know. I have to check, but that was like.
Oh my god.
Forget upgrades aside, man. That just kills me. The positioning was such a bad move.
Maybe he felt desperate. Maybe he didn't realize, like how good a position he was actually in by killing all those SCVs. You know, he really felt it a desperation to get the third base down.
Oh, well, that's going to take us to game 3, guys. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break while we get that sorted. Hopefully you've enjoyed the series so far, and we'll find out who wins when we get back. All right, folks, we're back. Things are tied up 1-1. And we're getting into game number 3. This determines who moves on to the semifinals, who goes on to fight against Innovation. Spawn here in the top left, able to take massive advantage of a mistake his opponent made. It is the blue Terran, Ryung.
In the bottom right, as the red Protoss, he is herO.
Now, memes aside, and I'm actually not going to nitpick at the trolls here, there's a lot to really be said at the end of that game, and obviously chat's very opinionated on this. And I think the two core things it comes down to is the jokes are like, oh, the caster should have seen that coming, and like herO as well should have seen that coming. But mistakes get made in StarCraft too. And Zombie had pointed out as we were watching the stream delay, you know, that was before extended thermal lens. Maybe that's why the Colossus were out of position. Maybe with that one extra range, they wouldn't have been pushed out so far. Maybe it was just a mistake that would have happened either way. It doesn't really matter because it's behind us and in the past, but it's worth noting that I really think herO, it's not Ryung who won that game, it's definitely herO who lost that game.
Yeah, 100% agreed. He either was desperate or overconfident. It's actually kind of hard to tell which one because it was kind of an awkward position where he was on 2 bases, and there's that, in Legacy of the Void anyways, there is that more of a need to take a third faster, even if you go Colossus. Or he figured, I have 1-1, the Terran players, you know, still has to walk up a ramp to me, I'm fine doing this. And he just didn't realize that, you know, that one extra range could have been a real big difference maker. But herO is looking for some serious, maybe revenge, maybe he just is doing herO things, as he is putting down that pylon with 1 base. Ryung's not scouting anything. It's going in the back, man. This is going to be the Stargate. Oh boy.
Okay, so the thing is, though, on this map, this was what Protoss did every single time they played on this map, and then it fell out of favor. So I think if this was like 3 months ago, Ryung would have blindly scouted this, and this wouldn't have even had a chance to play out. This is so sick from herO because, okay, yeah, it's nothing too crazy, like, objectively it's a proxy Stargate, but the positioning is something that you don't get away with anymore, or you can get away with now, because everyone stopped, like, it got meta played so hard, right? Like everybody did it, so everybody checked for it, so everybody stopped doing it. And since everyone stopped doing it, nobody checks for it, so here he is getting away with it in game number 3.
It is kind of that slow but steady meta shifts. Like, you know, eventually people get used to it and it gets countered, then people forget about it and it gets brought back. So it is getting brought back. He's doing the Void Ray version. It's gonna be scouted now. There we go.
Just imagine though, the shield battery already started. GG, just type GG. Ryung, save yourself some time.
Wow. No, okay. What he does is, yeah, Cyclone is the first like ward defense here, but it's not a great one. You want to get up to that starport and get a Viking, and then a tank.
This is a mistake out of herO actually quite a bit. Having that in range of the Marines without a bunker. I mean, there's no pressure to stop these guys from shooting, so the shield battery will likely die. It's actually really key that he kills that shield battery. Big cancel though out of herO to catch that at the very last second. But one Void Ray is not where this game ends. It's usually with 2 or 3, but still, this thing can do so much damage in the meantime.
The fact that the Cyclone's not just like pushing off the Void Ray from killing a reactor or something, and is actually killing the shield batteries and pylons is really huge and not really supposed to happen. Not until there's already shield batteries up anyways. You know, like there should be one in the back and then one maybe building gets taken down, but he's actually killing all the ones that are building at all. You know, one is finally going to complete now. But, oh no, the SCV repair!
Oh, blocked him in.
That was over that TY series, man.
I can't believe that blocked him in like that. Well, so the funny thing is, without oracles for detection, Wood Mines could be a problem, possibly. That being said, though, any damage he takes will get topped up here by the shield battery pretty quick. And by staying in the back, I mean, this supply block's going pretty badly, even with a second CC down. Another depot dies. He's got to be building like 3 or 4 in the back, and he's only building 2. The only way he gets to build more units is if he lets herO kill some.
Yeah.
Oh, that should not have happened with the shield battery right there. It auto-healed the wrong Void Ray. That's a big pickoff.
It's a start, for sure, for sure.
He tried to fancy that out by doing the adept timing.
Yeah, it didn't work. He still has the shield batteries up, so the Void Rays, yeah, still need to be taken very seriously. Only one Viking. Once it's like locked on with the Void Rays, it is very difficult to get that Viking away. Yeah,
I can't shake them.
Unless they get paranoid of you, which with overcharge is not going to happen. It's going to happen instantly.
The Marines, of course, have some pretty steady but low damage, so the shield batteries are pretty safe to fall back to. hero's thinking of gold, by the way, just a note while this goes on, as if what he was doing wasn't already a dick move. I love it though. So good. Yeah. He's gonna get that mid one too. Oh, so barely.
It's such a double-edged sword to get the reactor on the starport, because the only reactor you're really gonna have in the situation is the one that's at the very front. So it's really not worth losing the it is worth a Viking production, but it's not worth losing the actual starport, because that's now the first building that would die to overcharge.
So in co-op, there's a mutation where a big laser beam from the sky comes down. And with Carricks, you can actually build enough shield batteries that as one runs out of energy, the other ones will all regenerate. By the time it goes into full cycle, the first shield battery that was empty is full again. And I feel like that's what we're witnessing here. There's just so many shield batteries, they're just going to be able to replenish each other as they keep running out. And that Void Ray took so much damage. This is a cat with 7 lives.
I feel like Ryung's already messed up his attack. So he let the Cyclone die like way back when. That did suck. I think he needed to get to a factory with a tech lab faster. Like, you need the Vikings to stop the Voiders from pushing in, but then you need a tank to actually kill some of these shield batteries.
Yeah, without taking the shield batteries down, these Voiders will never die.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Not unless actually goes off on them.
And then they eventually get the Tempest, which the Vikings can still tackle, actually, but it's obviously a lot harder.
You know what? It's so terrible having to pull so many SCVs in such a small count. This is not an orbital. He's not had the money to turn into one for extra mules. So while this goes on, hero's just like laughing his way to the bank. Gold base, 33 probes. He's in such a good spot. Even if this finally gets broken, hero's got this in the bag. Although we said that about last game too, so you know.
Yeah, that's true. That is the disappointing thing for Ryung. He's thinking like, okay, finally, like I have something to defense here. I have enough Vikings. He can't push into me anymore. Great. And then he's like maybe gonna break out eventually, and it's just gonna be like a ground army prepared to kill him.
That Reaper should be killing probes at this gold. I guess the Adept's here, so maybe not. But like, this kind of sucks. There's just nothing he can do. I like this move to try and depower the Stargate, but with probes on the front line, he just put that thing right back up. So loses all these Vikings for nothing, really.
Yeah. Really? Is what he said.
Yeah, I believe it.
I don't know what else he said.
herO
he's
house.
gonna go to hero's house.
I think hero's not gonna make it to Canada, guys. He's gonna have a broken limb or two. GG.
GG.
Yikes. Well, that's awesome because that means we got a TvP coming up next with two of the best. We got innovation versus herO, but oh, that would have been super cool if Ryung had been able to clutch it.
Yeah.
That attack though, I mean, I don't even feel bad for Ryung. That's like the grossest thing you could do in the grossest position that you could possibly pull off on that map.
It is, especially on Neon Violet Square. And you know what? Someone said in chat, I'm actually kind of going to agree. Like, herO did not perform that perfectly for how cheesy
No, he was
it
really
is.
sloppy with the Void Rays.
Yeah, the Void Rays, the buildings initially were in range of those cyclones, so it didn't look like he was going to be able to get up the contain. I mean, that was not a perfect execution of it, but Ryung's defense was also not a perfect execution.
Well, looks like we'll be hopping into the other series. I'm not sure which one will be first, guys, but semifinals on deck. I know we just hit you with some ads, but we're going to go one more time under the breach, and we'll see you in 2 minutes. Thanks for watching.